Before I talk about sedimentary rocks, like I said in the beginning and the description of our today's lesson, before each kind of rock, I'll enclose a video to be easy to form an idea about what we studied. So enjoy and watch the video.
I was walking my dog on the beach when I noticed that the cliffs are made of horizontal stripes of rock. But what causes this? To understand this, we need to explain how sediments are formed and explain how sediments are turned into layers of new rocks. Existing rocks can be broken down into small pieces or sediments in a process called weathering. There are three main types of weathering. Physical weathering is caused by temperature changes. For example, in freeze-thaw weathering, water gets into cracks in the rock. When the water freezes, it expands and forces the rock apart. This happens many times, eventually breaking the rock. An example of chemical weathering is when acid rain reacts with substances in rocks. Even plants or animals can break up rocks. This is biological weathering. The sediments formed by weathering can be moved away by water, ice, wind, or gravity. The combined process of weathering and transport is called erosion. Eventually, sediments settle in one place. For example, they may sink to the bottom of the sea. This is called deposition. More layers of sediment are deposited on top. Over millions of years, the weight of the layers above compress the ones below, and they harden into sedimentary rock in a process called compaction. Sometimes another substance seeps between the sediments and hardens, sticking or cementing the sediments together. The whole process leads to the formation of horizontal layers of sedimentary rock. So, erosion breaks old rocks into small pieces and transports the sediments. These are deposited in layers and compacted into sedimentary rocks. This explains the stripy appearance of the cliffs at the beach. Each stripe is a layer of sedimentary rock.
Okay, my dear guys, again, here you are. It's clear now to know about sedimentary rocks, like the video shows you. So, Saudi Arabia here we can live inside contains many mountains. So these mountains mainly contain sedimentary rocks. So it will be easy for you to see everywhere sedimentary rocks. It's clear right now, I think. Right? Yes. So, like I said, this is a wrap-up sheet of sedimentary rocks. I put here and collect the main and important information of sedimentary rocks to be easy to study and to answer any question, like I said. So, let's start with the sedimentary rocks definition. Sedimentary rocks form when layers of sediments settle or stay on top of one another and harden. So the little bits of sedimentary rocks or that form sedimentary rocks are called sediments. What are sediments? What are sediments made from? We will know right now. Sediments are made up of soil, shells, bits of rock, and they died plant and animal matter. So scientists classify sedimentary rocks according to the materials and sediments. Some sedimentary rock forms from materials that were once living things. For example, limestone. We will take here three kinds of sedimentary rocks according to scientists' classification. So the first kind or type of sedimentary rocks is a limestone, which forms from materials that were once living things. The second type is some sedimentary rocks forms from pits of quartz. Quartz is here a mineral. You know mineral crystals right now. So when the crystals of quartz combine together, it gives also a kind of sedimentary rocks which we call sandstone. Sandstone formed from grain of sand. So this is a second example of sedimentary rocks. Turning to the third and last example for sedimentary rocks, which is shale and mudstone, which they can form or made of very tiny particles that settle at the bottom of the lakes or ocean. So now it's clear to know about sedimentary rocks. I hope you enjoy sedimentary rocks because you can see sedimentary rocks, like I said, around of Saudi Arabia, because there are many mountains that contain sedimentary rocks. Turning to the last kind of rocks, which is metamorphic rocks. Before we explain anything about metamorphic rocks, I hope you to enjoy and watch also this video.
This polished marble is an example of the third main type of rock, known as metamorphic rock. The striking patterns and colours created when marble was formed from other rocks make it a popular decorative stone. Metamorphic rocks are formed by the partial melting of rocks deep underground. Other types of rock, like sedimentary and igneous, get crushed and melted either by the huge pressure of rock around them or by the heat from nearby magma, or a combination of both. They change, which is what metamorphosis means, into metamorphic rock. Any type of igneous or sedimentary rock can become metamorphic given the right conditions. For instance, changing from limestone into marble, or from mudstone into slate.
Now it's clear also to know more about metamorphic rocks. Here is the wrap-up sheet. Like I said, I made it for you to easily understand and write and study anything you can need to know more about metamorphic rocks. Let's start with the metamorphic rocks definition first, like we used to do. Metamorphic rocks are the rocks that change as a result of heat and pressure. Without heat and pressure, there is no metamorphic rock. It must be heated and pressed to be formed. So heat and pressure cause the mineral crystals in the rock to change. So metamorphic rocks come mainly from the word metamorphosis. So metamorphosis in science, we can know that the thing can be changed. If we say, for example, there is a metamorphosis of some animal, we mean here this animal have changed during its life cycle. So metamorphic rocks during the cycle of the rocks changed from igneous and sedimentary under the effect of heat and pressure to give you metamorphic rocks. Sometimes the chemicals in the rock form new type of minerals. For example, graphite is a mineral that contains carbon inside. When this mineral heated and pressed, it can turn to diamond. So diamond is a metamorphic rock which mainly comes from graphite when it's heated or pressed. Metamorphic rocks can form from sedimentary or igneous and other metamorphic rocks. So you have here to know that metamorphic rocks can form it from the three kinds of rocks, and also can form it from the same rock itself. For example, limestone is a sedimentary rock, can become marble, which is a metamorphic rock. Another example is granite. Granite is an igneous rock, can become gneiss, which is a metamorphic rock as well. So it's clear now to know about the three kinds of rocks, which are an igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So turning to another point of our lesson, and the last part of our lesson today, it's about the rock cycle. Rock cycle here, you know the cycle of anything. Here we can turn any kind of rocks to another kind. So here we will take the rock cycle, and before I explain anything, I'd like to show you another video about the rock cycle.
Rocks are non-living, but they can change from both above and below Earth's surface. These changes often take millions of years. One way scientists classify rocks is by how they form. Rock below Earth's surface can get so hot that it melts. This molten rock is called magma. Rocks that form from molten rock are called igneous rocks. Magma can reach Earth's surface through erupting volcanoes. After magma reaches the surface, it is called lava. Lava can cool and quickly form igneous rocks. Magma that does not reach Earth's surface can also form igneous rocks. As magma cools, mineral crystals form in the rocks. The longer it takes magma to cool, the larger mineral crystals can get. Granite is a familiar kind of igneous rock. Its crystals are large and easy to see. Sediments are bits of soil, rock, shells, and dead animal matter. Water, wind, ice, and gravity all move sediments from one place to another. Over long periods of time, sediments settle in layers on land or underwater. As layers build up, the older layers get pressed together and harden. Rocks made of hardened layers of sediments are called sedimentary rocks. Familiar kinds of sedimentary rocks are sandstone and limestone. Sometimes the layers are easy to see. Heat and pressure deep inside Earth can be so great that the mineral crystals in rocks can change. This can cause rocks to change form completely. Rocks that have changed as a result of heat and pressure are called metamorphic rocks. The sedimentary rock limestone can become the metamorphic rock marble. Rocks are constantly formed and destroyed. Any of the three types of rock can be turned into another type over time. The recycling of old rock into new is an ongoing process called the rock cycle. Rocks can change form in the rock cycle in any order. The changes can take millions of years. Some rocks never change.
Okay guys, like we said, this is the last part of our lesson of today, and here is the wrap-up sheet of our rock cycle. Here, the main point of a rock cycle. Let's start with the rock cycle definition. You have here to know the rock cycle is a recycling of old rock into new one. All three types of rock can change from one kind to another in any order, like we said. Not all rocks complete the entire cycle. For example, we have here sedimentary rocks may melt and become igneous rock without ever becoming metamorphic. So this is the end of our lesson today. The last thing I'd like to tell you, here is the model answer of your book. I gather and collect them all here in the video to be easy to study as well from your book. and know the model answer of your questions inside your book. So I'll let you now with the model answer. You can copy them inside your book and study them well and hard. I would like to notify you about the quiz. I will send you a quiz of the lesson through personalized like the previous lesson. Okay, I want you to study well and be ready to answer all the questions of quiz. I hope you all good luck and best of luck. See you soon. Bye bye.